Good catch. I thought I hit it, and I was hovering over it. It must have not clicked.
Okay. So when we're done,
Oh,
I can
should I?
stop that recording too.
When you are done, stop the Audacity recording first.
Yeah.
And then when you guys are just done in here, yeah, you don't even have to stop the recording necessarily. Just end the call.
Oh.
And it'll save the recording itself.
Okay. Oh no, I brought my water. Ooh, that straw is going to be annoying for you.
I can get you a Capri Sun.
No.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Come on.
Okay, I'm ready.
I have an intro.
Okay.
Because I have a story to tell you about Twilight. So that can be our intro.
Okay, perfect.
Oh my god, I fucking spilled this all over myself. Jesus Christ alive. Oh my god.
Okay, and in our Nicole Kidman moment, I'm supposed to work in the thing that Seth is always like, we're vampires.
Oh.
So we'll just make Nicole Kidman say that or something.
When she's in the woods.
Perfect.
Oh shit, where's my, oh, there's my phone. I was like, oh, god, it's been a day. Jesus Christ. Okay. It's right there. Okay. Okay. So we hit start, and then we count to 5, and then we clap, and then I tell you my story.
Yes.
And then we're silent again. And then we go. Fuck.
Starting is always
gonna be like, okay. That's why I was like, okay, I'm just gonna tell her this fucking story.
And if we get totally confused and lost, I also have the script over here that I can look at.
Okay. I know I have like 15 tabs open. Just to like have them all. Ah!
And I'm hoping to not embarrass myself in the budget game this time.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Let me go to Audacity. Okay. Wait. Okay, wait. I'm coming back to Skype. Okay. I click Audacity, then we're quiet for 5 seconds and we clap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we should click it at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You just tell me when to click it.
Okay. On go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Marina, I have a story I want to tell you that I don't think I've told you before.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Okay. I want you to imagine a middle school hallway. So it's full of middle schoolers.
Yeah.
But in 20, oh, not even 20, 2009,
Oof.
10.
Okay.
So full of gross 2009 middle schoolers. And in this hallway, there's a group of middle school girls, and it's like a Thursday or Friday, and they're all talking about what their plans are for the weekend. And one of them is talking about how, well, my mom is hardly ever home, so they're all going to go hang out in the basement, and they're planning like which boys they want to invite and all the things that they want to do with these boys they're inviting. And they're like kind of whispering because like they're only in middle school, so it's like kind of scandalous and like kind of creepy. Like, what could they possibly be doing? Like like what are they talking about? And here's the thing, I don't know, and I never got to know, because on the other side of the hallway I was involved in a literal fucking screaming match, like knockdown, drag out, like gang warfare fight in front of the entire grade over the merits of whether or not you should be Team Edward or Team Jacob.
Ooh. You probably should have kept that story yourself.
So when I was in middle school, rather than being cool, I was ruining a friendship instead of sneaking dates into my basement over the debate between whether it's cooler to like werewolves or cooler to like vampires.
Okay, but
So
in my middle school, the cool people were watching Twilight, and I never watched it, so I wasn't cool.
no, I was not cool either, but it was because I liked Twilight. And realistically, even though I am not 13 anymore, I am 27. After watching this for the first time since I probably was like maybe 17, I think that I might be as willing to die for my cause as I was when I was in middle school.
But is it the same cause it was when you were in middle school?
No, it's
Ooh,
not.
okay. See, I've only seen this first one, so I didn't even really get to know Jacob. I think in middle school I was team Jacob because I thought he was hotter, but like I didn't ever see the movies, so I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll have to get into it and find out.
Yes.
Hello,
Yay. Hello. Girls
we're
episode.
back for our girls episode. And we
I guess we
ran
should
out.
say April Fools.
It is April Fool's, and we ran out of 50 Shades of Grey movies to talk about,
Yeah.
which
And
feels like maybe a relief a little bit.
it
Maybe it was
does.
time.
Yeah. And also 365 days seemed like too much.
Yeah, it's just like softcore porn. This just felt weird to talk about. Like,
We can watch it
kind of,
together, but we can't talk about it.
we can't talk about it on a public platform. It
Yeah.
just feels wrong. It feels like we can't do it. But so instead of talking about more 50 Shades-esque movies, we decided, or I guess I decided, that since 50 Shades of Grey is based on a dream that the author of 50 Shades had about Twilight, that we would be remiss if we did not go back and watch the Twilight movies.
God, I always forget that fact, and it's so weird.
Yes. And it is one of those things that like I thought I kind of got it, but I don't know. I don't really think that I see the connection between Twilight and
I I honestly don't know if I do either. Maybe if I had remembered like while I was watching Twilight, but since I've only seen the first one, maybe I don't get it.
I guess if I think about some of the later ones, like maybe, but I still don't know. I still don't know if I'm entirely sold. I think she maybe just was looking for like a little bit of an out to be like, oh, this is actually why I wrote these and not just like I wanted to write about sex. But either way, I am so excited to talk about these movies. I have not seen them since I was like, well, I maybe watched the second one in college. I really like the second one because it's really corny, but I don't know if I've seen the first one in like a super long time.
I was excited to finally watch them just like from hearing people talk about them, but then I was also really excited to talk to you about it because I knew you were just gonna like fangirl.
And I really did. I like didn't expect myself to, and then I was like sitting here watching it on my laptop, and my dad was visiting, so him and Lucas were like watching basketball, and all of us, I was like just gonna be like doing both, and then all of a sudden I was like holding my computer up like super close to me, like nobody bother me, like I have to know what happens, like I didn't already know what happened, but still.
I was surprised I got so into it. I think I talked the entire time, but like in a good way. Like I was just commenting on everything.
But yes, but so yes, we are here for our April Fool's episode, and we are going to talk about the 2008 blockbuster film that started off a whole other series, the next saga, Harry Potter step aside because now it's time for the
Woohoo!
Twilight series. Yes. Um Well, we're not drinking beer. I'm drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper.
I have a water. We're super
Man,
fun.
I know. It's a Monday.
True, yeah.
But, yeah, so we're going to talk about Twilight. Let me try and go through this stuff. Oh, so much information. So, the Twilight film is directed by Catherine Hardwicke, who only, I think, directed the first one, if I can remember right.
Okay.
I think she only did the first one.
I
But
wonder if
she's
they're all directed by different people.
I can't remember. They're
Who
all
knows?
very different, so they might be. Either
Yeah.
that, I feel like either they're all directed by someone else, or only the first one is directed by someone different, and then everybody did. Like the same person did the other four,
Yeah.
but I can't remember. But she's directed 13, The Lords of Dogtown, The Nativity Story, Red Riding Hood, Plush, Miss You Already, The Prisoner's Daughter, and This Is Us. I don't know if that's the TV show or a
Oh.
film.
Oh, Brandon did specifically tell me it's the TV show because I watched it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's written by Melissa Rosenberg, who also helped write all the other Twilight Saga movies, and then has also written some other things. And then obviously it's based on a book, so a lot of the writing is based on the book.
Mhm.
The main cast members are Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, Billy Burke as Charlie, the best character in the whole movie. Sarah Clark, who plays her mom, Matthew Bushell, Gil Birmingham, Taylor Lautner, obviously, Gregory Tyree Boyce, and Anna Kendrick, little tiny baby Anna Kendrick.
Yeah. I didn't know she was in this movie. And while we were watching it, Brandon the whole time was like, I don't remember her in it this much, but she was like a main character.
Yeah, she's in it a lot. She's in the second one, like, less, but still quite a bit.
I really like her a lot.
She's like perfect for that character, it felt like. The plot is when Bella Swan moves to a small town in the Pacific Northwest, she falls in love with Edward Cullen, a mysterious classmate who reveals himself to be a 108-year-old vampire.
Real old.
The history of this movie is Twilight is a 2008 romance fantasy film based on the book series Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. The first book is from 2005. And it reached number 5 on the New York Times bestseller list within a month of its release, and eventually reached first place. The novel was named one of Publishers Weekly's best children's books of 2005. The
Interesting.
series had been in development since 2004, so they actually got the film rights to it before the book even came out.
Wow.
During which time a screen adaptation of Twilight that differed significantly from the novel was written. It was so different that Stephanie Meyer worried that she had made the wrong decision in selling the film rights to her novel. 3 years later, Summit Entertainment acquired the rights to the film, and the president, Eric Feig, guaranteed a close adaptation to the book. The film was followed by 4 sequels to complete the series and received mainstream and financial success while also garnering a cult following, like me.
Have you read all the books, I assume?
I have.
And
Yes.
is the movie close to the books?
I feel like yes, but it's been a really, really, really long time since I
Yeah.
read them. Because I read them like after I think I read the book and then saw the first movie, and then I immediately read the rest of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's how it was with 50 Shades too.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I've never read the 50 Shades books actually.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like just like people in general like saw it and then they're like, oh, we got to read it. But I don't remember Twilight coming out so early, the books. I thought they came out when we were in middle school.
Yeah, I think some of the books were out, but I don't think the last one came out until after the first movie.
Oh, okay.
So I think there might have been some stuff left. I don't remember. Ugh. But okay. Do you have to guess all of the things or just the box office? Do you also guess the budget? Sorry.
Yes, I guess. Yes,
You
I
guess
guess the
everything.
budget.
Okay. Okay, what do you think the budget was for this movie? I guess I'm not that surprised. Okay.
Okay, I'm aiming to not embarrass myself, but once again, I have no frame of reference. So wait, I do remember that Transformers is like 100,000 or something. So I'm just gonna guess really low and say like 30. No, 30 million, not thousand. 30
You're
million.
actually pretty close. The budget was
Oh.
37 million.
Ooh, look at me
Yeah.
go.
I feel like it must have gotten like higher and higher and higher because like I guess like Robert Pattinson was like kind of a big deal because he had just been in the fourth Harry Potter movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's Cedric Diggory in the fourth Harry Potter in the Goblet
Oh,
of Fire.
okay.
So it was like kind of a big deal, but like Kristen Stewart was like very new and he was like very new. So
So
they
they
probably
probably
didn't,
didn't have like big salaries.
yeah. I don't think
And
anybody really did.
I would say Anna Kendrick's probably pretty new because she looks young.
Yeah, she looks like a baby.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think the opening weekend box office is for this?
Uh, uh, 10 million.
It made $69.6 million in the opening weekend.
Dang. So it was already super popular.
Yeah, it was like a big deal immediately.
Oh,
And it
wow.
opened on November 23rd, 2008. That's my anniversary. But
Oh,
we weren't dating in 2008, but
but the month and day, it still counts.
yeah. Okay. What do you think the box office is for US and Canada?
Uh, God, I don't know. I feel like I have to guess really high. Um, 100 million.
It was 194 million
Oh,
dollars.
dang. You almost had me. I thought it was close when you said 100.
And then worldwide.
Oh God, I don't know, like 300 million.
$408.5 million.
This movie made an insane amount of
It's
money.
a huge deal.
Holy cow.
And then they just kept going. So let's do
Yeah,
it again and again and
that's
again and again. And then
crazy.
same shit that they did with Harry Potter, where then they broke the last movie into two parts.
Oh yeah, that's what Brandon was telling me. There's 4 movies, right? Total? No,
Five
3. There's
movies.
5
Yeah.
movies, but there's 4 books.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also think that I never wanted to read the 50 Shades books. Like, I still don't really want to read them. But I do think we should go back and read the Twilight books. 'Cause I have not read them since I was in like the 6th grade.
Yeah. I remember trying to read the first one like in middle school. Like I remember borrowing it from a friend and I never read it. So it would definitely be interesting. I found out when I told my mom we were watching this that she read all of them. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Guess I better read them."
Yeah, I should read them again. I probably have them somewhere in like a storage unit.
Yeah,
But
probably.
okay. Taglines.
Ooh.
I know I'm supposed to create my own. I don't know if I have the creativity to create my own, but I'll think about it. So the first one is when you can live forever, what do you live for?
Mm.
And then one of them is just nothing will be the same, which is kind of stupid. Like, couldn't you technically do that for like literally any movie?
Yeah, I don't like that one.
And then the one that I love is just because of the way it's like set up, because it's forever begins now, which is like K, but there's a period at the end of each word.
Oh.
So it's forever begins now.
Oh my gosh.
That's my favorite.
I guess that's the best one. I didn't really like the first one that much when you read it, but compared to the second one, it's way better. So I think it goes 3-1-2.
I just feel like this is like a really, I don't want to say bizarre, but like, yeah, bizarre movie. Like, you couldn't have come up with like anything more creative.
Yeah. The only thing I have for our own taglines is Seth's motto, "We're vampires." That's all I
That
got.
should have been. That should have been it, I think. But okay. What do we want to name our facts?
Oh, obviously there's vampire facts.
Can we name them? Can we name them Fang facts
Yes, I love
so
it.
that they're alliterative?
Yes.
Okay. Are there going to be our Fang facts?
Okay, we don't even need other options.
Okay. Okay. Our Fang facts.
Okay. Is there a
I'm
lot?
ready. No, I'm
Okay.
trying to zoom it in because it's like teeny tiny and I am old and can't see. Okay. Our first fact says, as soon as Robert Pattinson was cast, he moved to Oregon and began working on his character both physically and mentally. He worked out 5 hours a day with a trainer, learning to fight, play baseball, and do stunts. He also had to learn to drive and get an Oregon driver's license.
My gosh. He really took it seriously.
I feel like this totally makes sense because I'm going to be totally honest. I think Robert Pattinson fucking carries this movie.
I just made my chair go down really far.
Oh no. I think he carries in this movie. Like, I think he's the only person who knows how to act.
I was gonna say he's the only one who seems like he's done it before.
Mhm.
Like everyone else seems like a baby and it's like their first movie.
Yeah. Okay. The book was originally named Forks before it was published. The publisher insisted that Stephanie Meyer could find another name for it, and the word Twilight was chosen. So it was supposed to just be the name of the town.
I don't really I mean, I guess I like it if I know that's the name of the town, but if I just picked up a book and the name was Forks, I would not look twice at it.
Like, that doesn't really sound that interesting.
Yeah.
Um, Bella was the name that the writer of Twilight, Stephanie Meyer, saved for her daughter. Stephanie never actually had a daughter. All three of her kids ended up being boys. Nikki Reed was the one who got the producers to add Robert Pattinson's songs to the film. Reed secretly started recording him from her laptop while he was singing and playing his guitar in filming breaks. She then took it to the director and producers, where they fell in love with the songs. The next day, they asked Rob if he could record a few of them for the soundtrack, and he reluctantly accepted.
I
Didn't
had
know he had any.
no, I was just about to say I had no idea.
Now I have to go back in. So, also, I also watched the second movie yesterday because I just had to keep going.
Yeah.
And the second movie has such a good soundtrack. Like, I immediately downloaded the whole thing to my Spotify and have like just been listening to it. I was like so
I
impressed.
I feel like I'm just gonna have to watch all the others. I can't wait for the next 4 years like I
They're
did.
so, I know, well, I watched the first two and then I immediately had to be like, I'm not gonna sleep. Like, I'm literally just gonna keep watching this. Like, I have to stop. So I
Like,
just stopped after the second one.
all right.
Okay. Before casting, Robert Pattinson had never heard of the Twilight novel. He only attended casting because his American agent persuaded him, and he liked Kristen Stewart's performance in the movie Into the Wild.
I forgot she was in that.
Yeah, she's like the kind of love interest, but he's like not really interested in
Yeah.
having
I
a relationship.
I
I didn't,
I like that it specifies his American agent.
right? I kind of forget that he's British.
Yeah. Well, I
I'm
thought
so
he was
used to
gonna
him.
sound way different. Like when I heard him talk, I don't know what I was expecting, but when I heard him talk, I was like, "Oh, that's not what I thought his voice was gonna sound like." But
When
probably
you
maybe because I didn't know he was British.
Well, I was like thinking about it too, because like that's what I remember him sounding like for forever and ever and ever is like the like dark, sultry, whatever character. And then we went and saw his new movie a couple weeks ago, and it is like bizarre because his voice is like kind of high pitched and kind of raspy in this new movie. And I didn't realize that it was him like he was like narrating the movie for the first like 10 or whatever minutes, and I didn't realize it was him talking. Like I thought it was someone else because I was so used to his like weird, like
His vampire voice.
smoky vampire voice. Yeah. Okay. At around 8 minutes, it says Stephanie Meyer wrote a parallel novel to Twilight called Midnight Sun. It tells the story of the first book from Edward's point of view. In it, he comments that the arrival of Bella to school has all of the boys acting like they're in the first grade and she's the shiny new toy. This thought is spoken aloud by Jessica during Bella's first lunch in the cafeteria, which we'll get to that, but I thought that was the most like awkward thing anybody had ever said.
Yeah.
At around an hour 22, when the evil vampires make their first appearance, actors Cam Gigande, I don't know, whatever, Rachel Lefebvre and Edie Gathegi, oh my gosh, ugh, are all wearing little slippers painted like bare feet. Little slippers.
What?
They're all wearing little slippers.
Okay.
At around 30 minutes at the cafeteria salad bar, Bella drops an apple, which Edward picks back up and then cradles in his hands, copying the cover image of the Twilight.
Yeah, Brandon loves when movies or TV shows like say the title of the show. So when they did the cover, oh, he was like pointing at the screen and freaking out.
Like screaming.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, nominations. I can't imagine it was really nominated for anything like
Oh
good.
no. Brandon said it's nominated for so many things to just pick and choose which ones you want to say on the podcast.
These are all like stupid.
Yeah, he said
Okay.
there was so many.
I will say that it was nominated for favorite film franchise for the Critics' Choice Awards.
Okay.
It had a Grammy nominee for Best Song Written for Motion Picture, Decode by Paramore, which I was obsessed with.
Not a Robert
Um,
Pattinson.
Not a Robert Pattinson. Kids' Choice Award, Stephanie Meyer. Favorite book. Lots of MTV Movie and TV Awards. Best Movie, Best
That makes
Female Performance, Breakthrough Performance Male, Best Kiss, People's Choice Awards, Teens Choice Awards, lots of like all of that stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Nothing like actually cool,
like big
except
and
for the
serious.
Grammy for the Paramore song.
Yeah.
A Nicole Kidman moment.
She should be.
She
Oh,
has to be in the woods.
yeah. I was gonna say she's being hunted by that one vampire in the woods.
Yes.
Okay. So she's obviously like running around all scared. It's kind of dark. It's twilight hour
Yeah.
maybe. You know, it's kind of dark and shaded. She's running. She's scared. And that one guy.
And then you see her, and then you see the deer, and then you see a blur of red hair, and then she's gone. And the deer stays.
Ooh.
Because they don't want the deer. They want her because she's a person.
I like it.
And apparently they taste better.
Yeah. And obviously Nicole Kidman tastes the best because Nicole Kidman.
Because she's Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
She's baby girl.
Yeah. She tastes the best because she licked up all that milk in that one scene. Did you see Baby
Ew.
Girl?
No.
Oh my god. There.
And
Okay.
I saw Mickey 17 because I like Robert Pattinson.
Okay. Brandon made me see Baby Girl in theaters. It felt like I was watching porn with old people. First of all. Second of all, there's a scene where he's making her like pretend she's like a cat or a dog, and she's like licking milk out of a bowl while she's like naked, and he's like petting her. It was very uncomfortable.
I
Yeah.
just went and saw Robert Pattinson be like a clone of himself
That's probably the better movie.
and fight some little like caterpillar looking aliens.
I didn't know he was in a new movie. I'll need to look it up.
It's a really good. It's a really bizarre, but it's very like I loved it. And then after I saw that and then I watched this, I'm like, I'm fully on the Robert Pattinson train right now. I might have to go watch like every other movie that he's in.
Yeah. Well, then you'll get to finish the Twilight ones because he's in
Yes.
them.
Yes, I've already watched 2 of them.
You just have to finish them now.
Yeah. Okay. Are we supposed to pause before we start the movie or should we just start the movie?
No, I think we're supposed to pause, but let me look because he put it in the.
It
He-
just says Nicole Kidman moment.
Oh, then you pause after that.
Oh. Okay, we're back. That was
Good
our
enough.
pause.
You're welcome, Brandon.
Okay. Brandon has his notes, but I have to pull up my own notes. But I always like that Brandon like just like writes down everything that happens during the movie, and I just write down like the random shit that I think about when I'm watching the movie.
He said
Okay.
that he copied a lot of notes from like some synopsis thing, but then he had to cut it down because the person was so detailed. He was like, they're never
I
gonna
was
read
gonna
all
say
of
this
this.
is like so fucking thorough.
And that's
I was like,
after he
Jesus
cut it
Christ.
down. He was like, I deleted a lot of stuff. And I was like, holy cow.
But
Yeah.
okay. What did you think of the opening to this movie? The opening's bad.
I already forgot what it was.
It's the deer in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, well, it's not even that it's just bad. Like it's the deer in the woods, okay, whatever, don't care. But like the camera is like shaking and like
Yeah.
flashing around like super fast. And I was like watching it, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be like literally sick. Why
I
is it
hate like the random like tilted screen angle.
yeah.
It's not necessary.
It was like this very dramatic beginning. And then it goes to we meet Kristen Stewart, we meet Bella Swan pretty much immediately.
Holding her
And she is
stupid
moving.
this and her
Oh
shovel.
my God. Yeah, so
I
she
am
literally
like, what?
leaving Phoenix to move to like rainy ass Washington with her dad. Which like okay, so she leaves Phoenix and she's holding this dumb little cactus. And then when she gets to her house in Washington, she's still holding the cactus. So I wrote, I wonder if she just carried that cactus with her the whole time.
Okay, no, I literally commented Brandon and I was like, is her holding the cactus like that's supposed to symbolize to us that she lives in Arizona? Like,
Literally,
here's my desert cactus.
yeah. So I was like, wow, she just took that with her. And then I was like thinking because she like is so dry and awkward for like this whole movie. And
Yeah.
she's a little bit better in the second movie, but like so dry and awkward. And it like is crazy to me. Like Robert Pattinson too. Like he is better than her in this movie, but like they're really either one is not like amazing. Like
Yeah.
they're fucking like Kristen Stewart's been nominated for an Oscar and she's like fucking Princess Diana. Like she's played like one of the most like famous characters of all time. And Robert Pattinson's like fucking Batman. Like they went from like these little awkward
Yeah.
teenage weird fantasy romance and now they're like the two of like the biggest name actors in
They
working Hollywood.
they both like really grew into their own selves, but
Yeah.
right now this is like the first thing. And it's the first movie, so they probably didn't know each other that well. So, and I don't know. I always feel like I'm like this weird chemistry. Like,
Well, I always think about that too with like Lucas and I were talking about that when we were talking about this. Like, same with like 50 Shades of Grey. Like, even if they maybe didn't like that they were making these movies, like, because they made these movies, they literally have so much goddamn money that now they can just do whatever they want.
yeah,
And so that's how they end up being in like things that they're like actually kind of good in, is because now they literally like doesn't matter how much money because they have all the money they're ever going to need, so they can like pursue these weird passion projects and end up being in things that they're like actually really good in. Because
yeah,
Robert Pattinson's in some like weird like little indie movies and like is really good in them, but weird ones.
I knew he was in like a lot of weird stuff, but I haven't actually like seen any of them, so I didn't know if he ever got better or not. But
Yeah, no, he's an interesting person. But okay, so she gets to Washington. She's like not lived with her dad in a super long time, but she moves in with her dad. He's like this like the stereotype of like the small
yeah,
town sheriff. And
absolute
he
stereotype.
the thing that she likes about him is that he basically like doesn't really know how to be a parent, so he just like literally always leaves her alone.
Yeah,
Like, not even like that he doesn't want to be a parent, like he's trying to do, like he's the cutest character, like I actually love Charlie, like he's the best, but he like doesn't know how to like be a teenage girl dad, like he has no idea what he's
yeah,
doing.
and you can tell he's trying, but it's just like so weird, and he's like, I don't
Yeah.
even know how to talk to you. But I really like him too. I like his character a lot. At one point, I even said to Brandon, like, Team Edward or Jacob, like, forget that, I'm Team Charlie. Like, he's
Yeah.
sweet, but yeah, so
Right.
awkward.
Yeah, and it's so funny because when was this? This might have been like my first year teaching. Um, I had a girl, she was like a sophomore, and she wore a t-shirt that just had Charlie Swan on it to school. And I was like, that's so fucking niche. Like, and
I need
it was
it.
like 22, yeah, and it was like 2022. I was like, you're the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She's like 16. And I'm like, damn, you're I would have loved you. Like I needed you when I was in middle school. But
I wouldn't have
she
yelled at you.
yes. So she moves to Forks. She likes being with her dad, and she very quickly we meet Jacob Lautner with his long or Jacob Taylor Lautner, Jacob Black. We meet Jacob Black with his very long hair because he's supposed to look very indigenous. He's an old childhood friend, and he and his dad come to say hello and welcome Bella back to Forks.
I did not know that he had long hair in this first movie. Like I've only because I've never seen the movies, all I knew like, Team Jacob pictures are always like him with the abs and the short hair
Mm-hmm.
and Brandon told me that's from like the later movies.
Mm-hmm. It's from the
But
second one.
yeah.
Yeah, he's adorable.
Yeah. Yeah, I really
He's
like
so
him.
cute.
Even though he's
Yes.
like barely in this one.
Yeah. So they come to like greet her because she's back. And while they're there, they drop off a pickup that is now Bella's. It's her homecoming present. So now she gets a truck. She gets to drive. She gets to drive herself to school for her first day at school.
In this super old beat up truck.
Yes.
Which she
Yes.
likes, but of course everybody
Yes.
else is like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. So she gets to school and everybody's making fun of her because she arrives in this like kind of clunky old pickup. And she lets us know that it's in the middle of the semester in March and she's
Mhm.
coming to school, which would be such a shitty time to transfer schools. So she's like
Yeah.
not very excited because she doesn't really want that attention on herself. And she very, very quickly just gets all the attention on herself from like, I guess it makes sense because I think about like where I went to school. She talks about how the population is like 3,000, but that's probably that's like the same size where I went to school. So
Yeah.
like realistically, like all the attention would be
Yeah,
like
like
that
if
kind of makes
someone showed up
sense.
at your school, like you would. Yeah. Whereas like I went to a big school and I literally never noticed when people came and went.
Yeah.
But in a tiny town, you're obviously like, I've been with the same 12 kids since first grade, so.
Yeah. Yeah. So she gets all this attention on her because she's new. And even though lots of people are paying attention to her, she, instead of like just like enjoying that people actually want to be her friend, which I feel like is what I would be doing if I were new, I'd be like, oh, thank fucking God. No, she's looking at the like weird, like billionaire looking couples that are walking in. And I just think like this is the most fascinating like intro of anybody of all time. Like, oh, those are the Cullens, and they're all foster kids, but they're all dating. And I'm like, ew.
Yeah. No, so I was under the impression that they were, first of all, I was under the impression that the Cullen family had like 12 kids, and I was under the impression that they were all like actually siblings, like related. I did not know the storyline at all. So I was like very confused. I was asking Brandon so many questions.
It's bizarre.
Yeah,
Literally, it's so weird.
I thought there was way more of them. I thought they were like actual siblings, and then when they were talking about how they were dating, I was so confused. And yeah. But yeah, the way they just like walk in, and it's like the classic everybody stops and stares at them, but they're just like gods, like you can't look at them, can't talk to
Well,
them.
and it's like so interesting because like Robert Pattinson's character, I mean, none of them really look like teenagers, but like Robert Pattinson's character kind of looks like a teenager. The other four do not look
No.
like teenagers. Like Rosalie's character looks like she's like 30. Like
Mhm.
they are not, they it is, which I guess like I don't know, maybe that's part of the point, but I'm like those are not, they don't even look moderately close to being teenagers. Like they look old. They look
Yeah.
like full ass adults.
Yeah, no, I said the same thing. I actually said that about most of the characters except for like Anna Kendrick and the boys whose names I don't even remember, but like I felt like most of them looked way older, except for just a couple looked like teenagers.
Right? I don't know. And it's, when is, okay, so this movie came out in 2008. That means they probably filmed it in like 2006. He was born in 1986. So he was like 20-ish when they were filming the
Yeah.
first one. So that's not that bad, I guess, because the idea was that he was supposed to be 18. So
I
that's
still
like
think he looks
close.
older than, well, I think you're right. He looks the youngest out of the five of them. But
Yeah. And Kristen Stewart was like actually her age because she was born in 1990.
okay. So yeah, she's probably actually right around 18.
I want to know, I literally just want to know how old, specifically, I want to know how old Rosalie was because she looks so old in that movie. 1988. So she wasn't even old. She just kind of looked old. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
I think
Just
it's
has
because
one
her
of those
hair, I think it's
her
because her
hair.
hair was so big.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, so they do not look like teenagers, but everybody's like, they are foster kids and they're all dating, and that's weird, and they're right. But Bella's very fascinated by them. She finds out that they're foster kids, they're dating, they just moved from Alaska, and they do not talk to anybody. They just stick to their own family. They don't
That
make friends.
that is so weird to me. That part alone.
They just always sit at the same table. Like they always sit at the same table and they never eat anything. So Bella's like very interested. And she finds out that she has a class with one of the Cullens, Edward Cullen, the only one who is not coupled up, apparently.
Of
Um,
course.
and she immediately walks in and is like intrigued to find out that she has a class with him. And the only open seat just happens to be next to him. And before she even sits down, the fan blows from her direction to his direction, and he looks like he is going to barf all over the table.
I was laughing harder than I've laughed in so long watching this scene. He literally looks like he looks like he's gonna throw up. I was
Yeah,
dying the whole
he
time.
looks fucking ill over the fact that she is in this classroom.
He was like
He's like,
gagging and covering his
you're just,
mouth.
yeah, he's like, you're disgusting. Don't even fucking come near me.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
Yeah. So he literally covers his mouth and nose with such disgust, and then the entire time they're in class, he like has his mouth covered up like he's gonna die if he uncovers his mouth. And anytime they like are supposed to do anything together, he just like shoves it in her direction, and like also is so disgusted by her, but then is additionally staring right at her the entire class period. So he's like, I have to stare at you and you make me want to throw up my guts. So she doesn't really understand what's going on. And then the minute the bell rings, he sprints his ass out of the room.
As well, I was gonna say as a teenager, but even probably now, like if that happened to me, it would have given me like I would have had a complex. I would have thought the worst about myself.
You're like, am I disgusting?
Yeah. And then she talks about how she wants to like confront him about it. I'm like, I would have never gone back to school ever. I would not want to confront him.
I haven't looked at my notes in a while, but I want to bring in two things, or I want to bring in a couple of different things. We haven't talked about how she only wears short sleeve shirts over long sleeve shirts.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Very 2009.
Yes.
Is that what year this is? Yeah, 2008.
Yes. B, I forgot to mention that I think Charlie and what's the dad's name? Billy are the best friendship in this whole movie.
Yeah.
When they're
Yeah,
like
they're very
pretend
sweet.
boxing.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I said that I appreciated that Jacob Black goes to school on the res and not at the white school. I also wanted to note two things about when they're at the high school, and I'm really sorry that I got behind on this because I was like, oh my god, there's all this shit I wanted to say. I do not like the stereotype of the very obviously gay character being the eyes and ears of the school who knows all the gossip.
Oh yeah.
And also, why are the boys like kissing her in surprise? Did you notice that? One of them
No,
was
what do you mean?
like ran by and kissed her in the cafeteria, like kissed her on the cheek. It was like,
yeah.
no, actually, Bella's mine, and she's like just trying to learn about the goddamn Cullens. Like she doesn't actually care about any of these people. She just wants to know about this weird family, and
That's
they're all like trying to claim her.
That's them acting like they're in the first grade for the first new kid.
Yes. Okay, sorry, I'm all the way caught up.
Oh, I love it because I knew you were going to do this, and I'm so excited.
My only other note that I wrote so far that I think is very important that I bring up is when they first introduced the Cullens, the only thing I wrote was, Jesus Christ, why is Robert Pattinson so handsome? And that's all I wrote. That was the only note I had. But also, why is he so handsome? He's so cute.
I know. I was surprised that I thought he was handsome too, because I remember in middle school, like, not thinking he was cute at all. Like, I was, despite not having seen the movies, I was very team Jacob, and I was just like, who would even like him? But then now as an adult, I'm like, oh, okay, like I could see it.
Yeah. I think it makes sense too, because I feel like Jacob is like so meant to be like this cute little like teeny bopper character, and Robert Pattinson is like, obviously he was 20, but like an adult man. And I think I think Taylor Lautner was actually a teenager when they were filming these. So I was like, I guess that makes sense. But like Robert Pattinson was never a teenager when they were filming these. So I think as an adult, my brain is like,
His character's definitely supposed to seem older, like versus Jacob's
Because
Jacob character.
he's
So
108.
yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so Bella is sad because she thinks that Edward is disgusted by her. So she goes to like approach him because she kind of wants to know what's going on. And she finds him in the office literally begging to get out of class with her. Like, I will literally die if you will let me out of this class. Like, I will do literally anything.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
It's so awkward.
And then he
So
turns around and notices her.
yeah, he's like, I guess I'll just have to endure it. Like, oh my god. So dramatic. So dramatic. So she like wants to confront him because she wants to really like understand what's going on, but he like doesn't show up to school for a while, so she's kind of just like left to deal with it. And in the meantime, she finds out that her dad has been called to investigate all these different things because people keep dying and they think that they're getting killed by some kind of animal. But we
Yeah.
see that he's actually killed by a group of humans, quote unquote, because we still don't know that they're vampires yet.
Yes. And I thought that they were part of the Cullens. Like, I didn't realize it was different vampires.
They're all villains until proven otherwise.
Yes.
So she doesn't get to confront him, but he finally shows up back at school and he introduces himself very nicely, and he says that he was out of town for a few days for personal reasons. This note says Edward's voice is not at all what Marina thought it was going to be.
I thought he was gonna sound like I don't know, I thought his voice sounded more little boyish. I thought he was gonna sound kind of like growly, like I don't know. It just wasn't what I was expecting, but he also is supposed to be a teenager, so
Yeah. And it is like really weird because it is like similar to like what it sounds like now, but it is seriously, even if you just go watch like a clip of Mickey 17, his
yeah.
voice is so high compared to what it is in Twilight. I thought it was like a joke that he was
Yeah.
like talking like weird and squeaky like for a shtick. And then like once I got used to it, I like didn't really even notice it. Like it's really not like high or squeaky or anything. I think it's just that in Twilight it's like
Yeah.
and then it's like normal and has like shit going on and he like has emotions in Mickey 17. And so I was like super surprised. I was like, oh, that's what you sound like? That's so weird. Like I was very thrown off.
Yeah. I think in Twilight, like, first of all, he just has like a very sharp face, like his features, and
He's
then
very angular.
his character's supposed to be like dark and like moody. So I just was expecting like a but yeah, I still
No.
liked him even with his voice.
Even but he's finally talking to her and they're finally like making small talk, and she gets like kind of thrown off by the fact that his eyes are a different color. And then when she asks him about it, he just like deflects and then just kind of like runs off.
Which I was kind of surprised because not that I like never look at people's eyes, but I don't feel like I memorize their eye color like immediately to know when it changes.
But I guess if you look at somebody's eyes and they're like black, like I guess that's kind of noticeable.
Yeah, and then the next time you see them, they're like clearly a normal color.
Yes.
True.
And then it flashes immediately to the scene where she's walking to her car, and somehow, how fast was this teenager driving this like 15 passenger van to
like
get
in a parking lot?
In a parking lot to be so out of control that he literally like would have straight up just like pancaked her
Yeah.
between these two vehicles. So anyway, but he doesn't, because Edward appears out of nowhere and doesn't push her out of the way. He just stiff arms the van.
And he appears there after she had just made eye contact with him, like across the parking lot.
Across the parking lot.
Like, we established that he is not close to her. But then he's just there. And yeah, he doesn't push her out of the way. He, like, pushes the van so hard that there's, like, a dent in it.
Yeah. And everybody thinks that the dent is, like, Bella. So they all
Yeah.
think that she's like, which I mean, like, yes, you would assume that she was hurt, whatever. But she's literally fine. And she goes to the hospital and she just keeps saying, like, I don't understand how this happened. I don't understand how this happened. And she finally approaches Edward because he is like at the hospital when she's getting checked out. And I love that he is like, well, no one's gonna believe you. Like, just shut the hell up. Like,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna believe you.
And it's interesting because, so his dad is the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And then she, like, hears them talking about what happened. And at first he tries to deny everything. But then when he realizes she's not going to, like, believe him, then he's like, yeah, like, no one's gonna believe you. I was here first. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, just shut up. Don't say anything. Whatever. But then he just, like, I don't know, tries to play it off. I don't know. It was very weird.
He's just like, he like can't figure out if he wants to be like nice to her or like really antagonistic. Because
Yes.
he's like,
Yeah.
he's like kind of nice about it, and then he's like, but nobody's even gonna believe you. And then she's like, are you ever gonna answer my question? He's like, no, quit trying to be my friend. And then
Yes. That part when he goes on the rant about how they shouldn't be friends, I was just like, this is too much. You've known each other for like 12 hours. Like, just don't talk then. The whole thing, the whole movie is just so corny, but I loved it.
It is so corny. But okay, we've been going for an hour. Should we stop and then do the rest of it tomorrow?
Sure. We're on your time because I'm here all the time.
I know. I have to go to bed. Everything sucks and I hate it.
You mean because you, like, have a real job and you're an adult and...
I mean, kind of. Okay,
but you
stop
love
recording.
it. Okay. Where's my thing? Here we go. Stop. Okay. Okay. What time you think tomorrow?
Probably the same. What is happening? Okay. Oh, there we go. I've saved it like 30 times. Didn't mean to do that. Jesus Christ.
I don't even try to save
it.
I'm afraid to mess up anything.
Why is it playing? This is so scary. What is happening? What is happening? And I don't know where it's coming from.
It's just like playing us back to you.
Yes.
Ooh. One of your files opened back up.
What the fuck?
Close all your tabs.
What the fuck, Marina?
Where
is this coming from?
I'm afraid to click any
button.
button.
What is happening? Oh my god.
Oh my god, what if it's coming from me? No, I don't think it is. What if you just close out Audacity altogether?
I did!
Oh. Then I really can't help you.
Oh my god, did it stop? Oh my god. That was horrifying.
I wonder where it was
That
coming
is
from.
so stressful. No. Don't start again. Is that me?
I can't hear anything.
What the fuck is going on? Okay. Okay. Holy shit. Why is one of these? This is so crazy. One of them is like um fucking our 50 Shades of Grey one.
It's playing?
Yes.
What? That's super weird. This is overwhelming. What is happening? I've lost it. Okay. I apologize. I don't know what the hell I did. What is wrong? Can you still hear it?
Yeah, I don't really know how to shut it off. I think it's just gonna play forever.
You just got to shut your computer off at this point.
I think so. Right. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to bed. That's it. My
Okay.
brain is officially gone. But yeah, we can do it at the
Alright.
same time tomorrow. That's fine.
Okay. Brandon's here,
Yay!
so do it whenever.
Okay, sounds good.
Hey, have fun tomorrow at work.
Thanks. I'll tell you all about it. I'm sure it'll be so fun.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.